Tornado warning! Could have a potential, or a tornado trying to form under that dust. Looks like it's got a like wispy little funnel. It's crazy, the rotation on those clouds. Swap the lenses real fast in case this is something. Oh, I don't have service. Are you kidding me? Oh, there we go. I don't think it's a tornado. Alright, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's everybody doing? Hey. What's up, Will? What's up, John? What's up, Dylan? Let me know if you can hear me. Make sure everything's working. Not for sure how long we'll be live on this, but I'll just make sure that everybody can hear me real quick. Let me know if you can hear me. These storms are like in a little bit of a radar hole right now. All right, sweet. So yeah, we'll kind of do a little bit of a live severe weather coverage type stream, because I did not feel like chasing this squall line at night throughout Oklahoma. As you can see, it is just big, huge squall line, rain, a little bit of hail, damaging winds, and maybe some tornadoes. I mean, there's certainly some pretty good parameters in place for tornadoes. I highly dislike chasing at night, especially squall lines. Chasing this type of stuff is not fun. It's not easy to keep up with. It's not very entertaining, honestly. So I decided not to chase. But yeah, just big old squall line that's going to be moving through the east. So OKC and Norman here in the next few hours will be your severe weather threat and also tornado threat. Hey, Sample, how's it going? It could definitely get rowdy in places. Here in Wichita, we're kind of having a line of storms come through, but it's nothing too bad. It was looking a lot better earlier down by Medicine Lodge, but nothing too concerning right now. But feel free to ask questions of what the weather is going to be like in your area if you're curious. But yeah, so tonight we got this severe weather threat. And let me go over here to this Storm Prediction Center. So yeah, tonight we have the enhanced risk. Take a look at this real quick. Enhanced risk for much of Oklahoma, North Texas as well. The 10% tornado risk. We even got a 2% here up in Wichita and 5% in the surrounding areas. And then the severe weather risk moves into Dixie Alley tomorrow. Enhanced level 3 out of 5 risk for portions of Texas, extreme southeast Oklahoma, portions of Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. And there's a 10% hatched area, pretty big area for tornadoes down there. So there's that as well. And then that kind of moves into the Carolinas and Virginias on, let's see, that would be like Wednesday, I believe. Yeah, Wednesday. So there could be some tornadoes out that way. Hey, Genie. Hopefully I pronounced it right that time. But on the back side of this system, in the red up here, we've got blizzard warnings. So there's blizzard warnings for western Nebraska, kind of north central Nebraska, even portions of Colorado, and then also over here towards Omaha, a little bit of Kansas City, and then western Iowa. Yep, I'm not going out tonight. It's rather kind of boring for me, honestly, chasing squall lines at night. I am kind of debating chasing this blizzard in eastern Nebraska, western Iowa tomorrow. Blizzard conditions expected. The only issue is it's going to be kind of late. 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. Wednesday. But they're expecting 1 to 3 inches, maybe up to 5 inches possible, but winds gusting as high as 70 miles per hour for the blizzard warning in eastern Nebraska. So that sounds kind of fun, honestly. I know we might get a little bit of snow down here, Wichita, not much, like an inch if we're lucky, and a lot of areas are going to have this very extreme high wind. Also on the backside of the system, all these areas in pink are red flag warnings, which we can also go look at the fire weather risk, because that's going to cause pretty bad areas for fire weather. I wouldn't be surprised if we have some pretty large wildfires that break out throughout New Mexico, portions of Texas. I believe this was for today, the day one outlook. And then tomorrow, that there's an extreme fire risk down here in Texas. And then the day 3 through 8. Why? I've never actually looked at these day 3 through 8 fire things, so this is kind of interesting. But yeah, there's going to be extreme fire risk on the backside as well. But many areas are definitely going to see winds gusting 50 to 60 miles per hour, even throughout Kansas, into Oklahoma. This is a really, really powerful system that's moving through. But yeah, there was 2 tornado warnings just a little bit ago. Currently only 1 tornado warning down here near Hennessy, Oklahoma. It's radar indicated. It's kind of hard to tell velocities. It's kind of in a little bit of a weird radar spot, but this could kind of be some broad area of rotation right through there. So yeah, I'm kind of undecided what I'm going to chase tomorrow. I've even heard that I'm kind of keeping an eye on Missouri for tomorrow for kind of like more of a cold core tornado threat, kind of like what we had in southwest Oklahoma yesterday. But there's a 2% tornado risk that expands up to here. Yeah, I'm a little bit over the snow and ready for spring. I do love snow, and I feel like I haven't kind of got enough of that this year. I'm based out of Wichita, Kansas. So yeah, I'm kind of monitoring for maybe tornado chase in Missouri, but kind of more so that blizzard, because 70 mile per hour winds with a few inches of snow sounds pretty fun if you ask me. But it's gonna be kind of be late at night, so that part I'm not really looking forward to too much. That part kind of sucks. But on the bright side, I do have my Starlink mounted to my hood of my the trunk of my vehicle now, so I should be able to run Starlink again now. If anybody was watching the stream yesterday, I apologize for the data issues. It's just not much I can do sometimes. But Starlink, I should have Starlink up and running again, so that'll greatly help out with our data issues. But yeah, if you live in central Oklahoma, Oklahoma City through Norman, definitely make sure you have multiple ways to receive your alerts and warnings tonight, as there could be some tornadoes that develop in these lines. Let me just turn on the day 1 tornado risk. And I need to settings. We'll just fill that a little bit. So yeah, this yellow shaded area is the 10% tornado risk. So this storm that's currently tornado warned is just now kind of entering that 10% highest tornado probability area. Anymore, it seems like Oklahoma's oops, my one traffic cam stopped working. Oh well, I'm not gonna worry about it. Not that important. But yeah, it seems like a lot of these tornado events for Oklahoma have been happening at night here of lately, which kind of sucks. Because anytime there's tornado risk at night, just kind of not a good thing, especially for the residents that live there and everything. But also, if you live north Texas, make sure you have multiple ways to receive your alerts and warnings as well. That'll be moving through way later tonight. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe button. Help out the channel. Feel free to share this stream too. Once again, I'm not sure how long I'll be live. Probably at least an hour, just kind of covering this event. But yeah, I expect more areas. I expect kind of all of Nebraska to probably eventually be included in a blizzard warning. There's going to be blizzard-like conditions down by Wichita as well, except for we're only going to get like 1 inch of snow if we're lucky. North central Kansas might get about like 2 inches of snow because there's some winter storm watches out as well. But yeah, I'm debating on heading up towards Omaha or not. I don't know. So, but yeah, we still just got this one tornado. It's still radar indicated. Expires here shortly. I kind of expect this to expire. I don't necessarily think this tornado warning will be extended. Because which radar is this using? Okay, it's using that radar. Trying to just kind of look through. Yeah, that one's too far away. Trying to just look through multiple radar sites, but decent amount of rotation right there. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they will extend it. Be interesting what this line of storm does once it kind of moves further to the east. So it is just a big old squall line. But it's just crazy how strong these winds are going to be. The wind's already picking up here in Wichita too. But many areas, 50 to 60 mile per hour winds tomorrow. But at least right now, it's pretty, I wouldn't say quiet, but at least there's not like a bunch of tornado warnings popping up. Rotation, there's a little bit of areas of rotation along this line, but nothing super concerning, so that's good for the time being. But this threat will definitely ramp up over the next few hours, overnight hours. Yeah, hurricane season could be interesting. I believe they're forecasting above average again. Need to plug in my phone. See if I can get my traffic camera to work. There we go. Yep. Okay. I let that tornado warning expire. Now just a severe thunderstorm warning with a damage threat considerable tag on it due to the winds. 70-mile-per-hour winds in that storm. Still has a tornado possible tag. So still the possibility of a tornado. So if you live anywhere towards Hennessy, Dover, I would be ready to take your shelter, your tornado precautions just in case. This line of storms down here also has a tornado possible tag on it and winds of 60 mile per hour and quarter-sized hail. So right now we're back down to 0 tornado warnings, which is a good thing. Weatherford. Texas? Is there anything happening down there yet? No, Weatherford, Oklahoma. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. Oh yeah, that's not... It's a little interesting. Is there any closer radar? Not really. Western Oklahoma is just kind of in a radar hole a bit. But that could be something trying to develop in this area. KFDR. That would be this one. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. There's a lot that goes into the chasing, the forecasting, just everything really, when it comes to all this stuff. So far things are pretty calm. Nothing too crazy going on. Let's check on, let's see what this blizzard warning says. So yeah, over here in western Nebraska, 2 to 6 inches of snow, winds gusting as high as 65. So there's going to be very, very dangerous traveling conditions throughout many different areas tomorrow and tomorrow night into very early Wednesday morning. But that is just crazy. Winds as high as 70 miles per hour near Omaha. That definitely has my attention. That sounds like a lot of fun. Experiencing 70 mile per hour winds over there. You can hear the wind just howling at my house right now. It was pretty windy earlier today, and then it was actually kind of chilly earlier today too, and then the wind kind of calmed down this afternoon or this evening, and it got warmer than what it was earlier today, which was kind of weird, but that can happen with some of these nighttime severe weather threats. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot happening for south central Kansas at the moment. Depending on what the storm does by Kingman, that one could maybe be a little bit interesting, but there was a storm over here near Medicine Lodge earlier that had like ping pong ball sized hail, and then it just kind of died. But yeah, for the Wichita area, nothing too concerning. Boom, 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 boom. This might be a rather short live. I am kind of tired. I would kind of like to go to bed. Unless if it starts to get crazy here soon. I definitely expect it to be pretty hectic throughout the overnight hours. Very, very late, early, I guess, however you want to interpret it. So we still got probably a couple hours before these storms enter Oklahoma City and Norman area. And also over here for North Texas. How do I choose where to go? So definitely keep an eye on the Storm Prediction Center is how I kind of do it. So I'll kind of walk you guys through my process since it's kind of slow right now. Let me recenter radar. Okay, that's better. So yeah, I pay attention to the Storm Prediction Center, watching that. I also watch a lot of social media, follow a lot of other chasers, forecasters, people that are a lot more knowledgeable than me. So just kind of monitor this, check the tornado risk, see where that's going to be, check the wind, hail, and then I start forecasting for my own chase. So I use like HRRR when it's within a couple days, or like 1 to 2 days, or the day of, the night before. Choose the region. So we'll just use Central US, for example. Forecast loop. Sometimes I check like temperature. Dew point's another important one. But I go over here to the sphere weather. Look at surface-based CAPE. Let's see, supercell composite sometimes is a significant tornado parameter, which we'll take a look at that because I know this was kind of floating around social media earlier this evening or earlier today because it had pretty colors. But it's got pretty colors showing pretty high significant tornado parameter values. A lot of people were freaking out about that on social media. But for the most part, I check out this reflectivity. It gives it a depiction of what storms may look like. So as you can see, this is just depicting, it depicted a little bit of an isolated cell at first, or I guess that's still, well, no, now we're, because this is a few hours old, which that kind of happened. A storm in northwest Oklahoma did kind of go up by itself and then quickly formed into a squall line. And as you can see, that squall line is going to move through the overnight hours. And then it kind of intensifies North Texas, eastern Oklahoma way early tomorrow morning. But yeah, just kind of monitor this as well as looking at all those other values. I also look at the updraft helicity, and I'll show these helicity streaks is what these are called. So basically that it just gives you a good idea of what storms may be rotating and how much is the simplest terms. Oh yeah, sometimes there's very long traveling involved. I've traveled tons of hours sometimes. As for snow though, there's a winter weather thing on these models. So most of the time I check out like total snowfall 10 to 1. It'll give you a good idea. Which, this is kind of crazy. It's showing like quite a bit of snow up here in north central Nebraska. I don't really think that's going to be the case. Yeah, it's a lot of info. And then, you know, that was just one model run, or one model. So then there's also the NAM 3K that I'll use, because then you just kind of compare models. So look at this comparing models from the HRRR showed 8 some inches of snow for north central Kansas, and the NAM 3K says nope, no snow. There's long range models too. I genuinely, honestly, I don't really look at the long-term models just because it changes so much and there's a lot of hype involved in those, and I'm just not about it. So I typically just check out the HRRR and NAM 3K when it's like a day prior or the day of, to get a good idea of what may happen. There's so much more that goes into it too, but that's a pretty quick overview. And it's gone. Yeah, this just looks really messy, disorganized. I think right now the tornado potential is kind of low for the time being, except for maybe down on this line somewhere. Is this gonna work? Nope. Okay. Yeah, I'm always trying to learn. Like, I can forecast for myself. When it comes to like breaking that down for others, I'm kind of terrible at it, honestly. I have a very difficult time dumbing things down. But there's so much more to go into it. and I'm all the time learning as well, because also with the models, you also have what's called the skew team. So you click wherever, and it'll give you all this information, which, like, I know the obviously the temp, it'll give you the temp in red, dew point in green. This actually isn't. Let me find a better one. Need to go back to severe weather. So there's so much involved in it. So let's just do out ahead. I was hoping I could pull like a tornado sounding. Okay, these are not great examples. Okay, there we go. Now we got a marginal tour. But like the direction and how this hodograph, this is called the hodograph, what that looks like determines a lot, like storm motion, storm speed. You got like cap when the white line crosses the red. You got the cape values, surface based, sin. It'll give you like estimated hail size sometimes too. There's like so much information in here that I am always continuously trying to learn. Go back to, oops. I want to try making this stream last an hour, but I'm struggling already, honestly. I'm tired. Been busy working on the Starlink stuff, which I haven't even finished. I actually need to go try to get my one power inverter working. So I might go do that here in a little bit, just because it's the power inverter that runs directly to my battery. My other one that I could potentially use for Starlink does not, and it's not necessarily powerful enough to run Starlink, so it causes some issues. But yeah, if anything, if I'm gonna, like I said, if I'll chase anything tomorrow, it might be the cold core tornado threat in Missouri, although I'm not a big fan of chasing that area. But once again, for Omaha, this blizzard warning with up to 70 mile per hour winds is really, really intriguing me. Or even northeast Kansas. Northeast Kansas could be a pretty decent spot as well, except for the snowfall totalization. Totals are going to be a little bit less. It's only going to be up to 1 inch, maybe like 1 to 3 inches in northeast Kansas. So I just, that's not really going to do a whole lot, in my opinion. But over here, for this blizzard warning, 1 to 3 inches with maybe, really they should just say like 1 to 5 kind of, but 1 to 3 inches expected, but 5 inches is certainly possible. But once again, just a super, super powerful system. This is kind of crazy that, I mean, it's this time of the year where, hey Proxima, great to see you. Thank you so much. So good to see you again. Oh yeah. Thank you, Proxima. But yeah, this is the time of year where this kind of isn't really all that uncommon. When you have spring and winter still fighting against each other. But it is kind of funny because, like, I've seen memes for even Kansas, like, we have a little bit of the severe weather threat tonight, and then tomorrow we go into snow, potentially blizzard-like conditions. But it's just that time of the year. It seems to happen like every single year. So yeah, 1 to 3 is really nothing. Like, that's just, I mean, it's a little bit of something, but it is kind of boring. But at the same time, when you got 70 mile per hour winds involved. Hey, Proxima, thank you again so much. People losing their minds on Max's channel. So yeah, they don't even have unless the warning just hasn't came out again yet. This line of storms is no longer severe warned. How have you been doing, Proxima? Well, you're also in a place that doesn't get snow, Will. Oh, wait. Okay, I lied. That's severe warned. I think they just rewarned that though. Yeah, I mean, this little. Let me stop this real quick. This little spot could be something to watch for. It's kind of difficult to tell on these squall lines. The rotations, they they kind of come and go real quickly sometimes. See, and that's kind of why, like, of course, I wish I had more subscribers and everything. Um, sometimes I wish these. Well, actually, a lot of times I wish the streams would do better and stuff. But at the same time, I like how my chats are. I like to be very personable with everybody. I like to greet every single name that I see. I like to basically make it feel like I'm individually talking to everybody, or at least having like a small group to talk to people. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I eventually want to like get to 1 million subscribers or past 1 million subscribers, but at that point, your chats are just so out of control. Like you can't individually really talk to anybody. Like it's a lot less personable, and I like the personality, the personablest that I'm able to do with my streams and my chats now. Even when I'm out chasing, like, as long as it's safe for me and everything, I have a way to, I use an iPad, so the chats are relatively big wherever my iPad is. So I have a way to like quickly look and see the chats, and I'm able to interact with everybody as much as I can. 9 months. Thank you so much again, Proxima. Appreciate you being here. Of course, appreciate all your support over the years. I still need to make a video for you because you upgraded your membership, which includes a personal video. I need to do that at some point and email it to you or something. But yeah, I like being able to interact with all of my viewers and everything. And I appreciate everybody that's tuned in right now. Special weather statement. Wind gust 50. Yeah, we already got wind gust 50 to 50 miles per hour. 50 to 55 miles per hour. Bridgeport, okay. Bridgeport. Wrong one. It's so hard to tell. Could be something trying to develop either in that little area or down this way. Nothing too extremely sus at the moment. It's just kind of hard to tell. Where's Bridge? Yeah, Bridgeport right there. My typing's always bad as well. Dang it. I choked on my water. It's like choking on air. I do that quite frequently too. 1 second. Oh. Where is that? Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to cough that out real quick. That hurt. Freaking hate when I choke on water. Or choke on air. I'm so talented at that. That's one of my best talents, honestly. I do want to touch on this, on the extreme fire risk as well, because I'm a strong believer in fire. Fire weather is severe weather. Would not be surprised to see some extremely dangerous fires tomorrow, even late tonight. I think there was one reported in Texas somewhere earlier this evening. Would not be surprised. Fire weather is severe weather. And if California recently did not prove that, then I don't know what will, honestly. But most of the time, during this time of year, when we do have kind of spring and winter fighting against each other, most of the time on the backside of these systems, there is the extreme, or at least very, very high fire risk. Can you guys still hear me? Just making sure. I have a little error message in YouTube. And then I know Nebraska has been dealing with, I think they've mostly got it under control for the most part, but over the last few days there was also okay, sweet. I don't know what that message is then. But yeah, over the last few days in Nebraska, they've kind of been battling fires. Debating if I want to go mess with my power inverter here shortly. It's dark and windy. I need to get it. Yeah, North Carolina South Carolina, over towards Myrtle Beach. It's been pretty crazy over there with wildfires. Saw a lot of crazy stuff on Twitter from that. Sometimes with these types of setups too, you'll get storms that kind of fire out in front. I don't think that's going to be the case tonight, but typically when that does happen, those have the higher tornado probabilities. From what I've seen so far, I don't think that's going to be the case tonight. It's just going to be the squall line that continues to move to the east. There shouldn't be any prefrontal storms out in front of this line. Go fix my traffic cam again. Filters. Don't think we're really gonna see anything on that camera, but just kind of have it up for aesthetics. Yeah, like, cause there's an atmospheric river in Oregon the other day, which there's winter storm warnings out in California. But when these atmospheric rivers come through California and Oregon, like, yes, it brings, like, there's these winter storm warnings going on right now. So the mountains are getting some much needed snow, and some other areas that'll bring rain. There's an atmospheric river that kind of sets up and bring moisture in down this way. That's super beneficial for them at the time being due to the drought and everything. Because it was like, was it last year or the year before? There was like no drought, or very, very minimal drought. But what that then means is new vegetation can grow, which once again, at the time being, that's good. But then, however, once the drought starts kicking in again, and then it's just hot and dry, all that new vegetation along with all that old dying vegetation is just nothing but combustible materials for those fires, which is kind of what happened for the Los Angeles fires. And of course, unfortunately, there is some politics involved in that. Piss poor forest management, management of that type of stuff, not necessarily doing controlled burns and just letting that stuff overgrow, and it's just not a good ordeal. The good news for this line of severe storms, at least for the time being, is the severe weather, the severe thunderstorm warning no longer has that tornado possible tag on it, just hail of 0.75 inches and winds of 60 miles per hour. And this storm up near Hennessy is just not looking the greatest as what it once did earlier. But yeah, it's just a terrible situation that happened out in California, and unfortunately they don't, in my opinion, they don't do the right things to mitigate the fire risk. Yeah, it's gonna be a mess. That was devastating for Los Angeles. It's gonna take a long time to recover. Oh hey, I'm at 42 minutes now. Sweet. And at least we haven't had any more tornado warnings pop up for a while now, so that's good. Actually, am gonna take a look at, just open up a new tab, that way I don't have to keep closing and reopening. Models 0ZHRRR, so I can look for tomorrow. Just to kind of see for Missouri. It doesn't look that great, to be honest. Let's see. How can we take a look at, I don't remember which one is best. How's it going, Jojo? Outlook for right below Dallas Fort Worth. So your main threat will be way later tonight, very early. Probably at least after 1 a.m., 2 a.m. That sucks that radar's down, this radar. Because, yeah, you're still just kind of waiting for this line of storms, which actually, if I switch to this radar here, you're just kind of waiting on, just kind of waiting for this area of storms to kind of move further to the east. So it's going to be way later, super early tomorrow morning. So definitely make sure you have multiple ways to receive your alerts and warnings. However, to the south of Dallas, the tornado threat's a little bit lower because you're in that 5 to 2% range, whereas basically to the west and then north of Dallas, that's where you're in that 10% area, in this yellow shaded area. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for being here. Sorry I couldn't really chat yesterday, and sorry yesterday's stream was terrible. Okay, so yeah, the yellow, or the I guess kind of orangish areas, is where the strongest winds are going to be tomorrow, which that is just crazy. So that's like 85 to 90 knots, whatever that equates to. As you can see, this is for the severe weather threat tonight. And then that blizzard Nebraska, Iowa, northeast Kansas. Very, very strong winds. That is crazy. That is a powerful, powerful storm. But yeah, at least on that model, Missouri was not looking that great. Yeah, if there's anybody else in here, feel free to ask questions too. What the weather may be like later tonight or tomorrow for where you are. Thanks for the conversion, Will. 80 to 90 knots is about 90 to 100 miles per hour. So seems a little bit extreme since they're only forecasting 70. Well, now they changed it again. This blizzard warning, oh, I guess it's dependent on where you click for the blizzard warning. That makes sense. Okay, so that was for like Kansas City. Yeah, okay, so it still says the same thing. I'll probably be live for like another 15-20 minutes or so. Yes, we have a fantastic team. Or I have a fantastic team that backs me. So thank you to all the mods for all of your work. Once again, could not do what I do without you guys. Still not really seeing any concerning areas of rotation. You guys want to see how beat up my Starlink is? Actually, it doesn't look too beat up. It's got some scrapes and whatnot, but here's Starlink. It's dirty though, that's for sure. It's dirty. I do have a backup one in my closet. There was a really good sale price on that Gen 3 last year, so I bought another one just to have as a backup in case that one ever breaks or anything like that. I do wish I had the mini one though, because that one's pretty large, and I'm always worried about something happening to it. Also, feel free to join our Discord too. We do have a weather discussion spot, so we've been making some posts about this weather, just to kind of do our best to help keep people informed regarding the weather, if I'm not live or whatever the case may be. So join us over there. Try to make that a fun, interactive place. Lots of different chat rooms and everything. It's definitely a learning curve if you've never really done it before. I personally really enjoy it. It is kind of more so for gamers, I guess you could say, but I really enjoy it. Oh, okay. So I guess, yeah, since we're updated. That's interesting. I thought they kept it for a while. It's a lot different from YouTube. It's kind of hard to explain. Yeah. I was gonna try to show it, but it would take too long to kind of show up. But yeah, it's basically just a place where there's a lot of different chat rooms. I'm glad there hasn't been any more tornado warnings that have been issued since I've been live. We haven't had a tornado warning in probably about like 30 minutes or so. I think for the most part right now, these are just going to be strong winds, maybe a little bit of hail, and of course, a lot of rain. I might just, well, I was going to say, I might just mess around with my power inverter tomorrow, but I need to go do some Spark Walmart deliveries to make some money. But maybe I'll have time. Actually, let me figure out how long of a drive it is to Omaha area. Okay, it's like 4.5 hours. Alright, so that's not too bad. If it's gonna be like, I don't know exactly what time. I'm gonna go look at National Weather Service Omaha. Okay, yeah, 8 p.m. Tuesday through 3 a.m. Wednesday. High wind warning. Oh yeah, that's another thing. So all this, forgot to mention this earlier. This is part of the kind of like triple threat type thing. Actually, really, it's probably like quadruple threat. All these areas in this brownish color. Some of it's high wind watches, others is high wind warnings. So a lot of areas have these high wind as well. But yeah, this stuff in Nebraska, even in Kansas too, it's going to kind of start out as rain and then it's going to transition over to snow. That's crazy. Gusts to 70 miles per hour possible. Rain changes to snow from west to east Tuesday afternoon into early Wednesday morning. Winter weather advisory and blizzard warning. 1 to 3 hours of near zero visibility. Flash freeze on roads. That's going to cause a lot of issues, especially probably I-80, any of the other highways. The triple threat week. Like, are you talking about what I'm looking at now? We kind of just not necessarily made up the triple threat, but I'll just drop some links of what I'm using now to look at this is this link. That's what I'm using for this. But yeah, there could be a lot of power outages for eastern Nebraska, western Iowa as well, especially with these 70 mile per hour winds. That's definitely going to cause a lot of issues. Yeah, this is crazy. This is insane. I mean, thankfully not a whole lot of snowfall, but still. But yeah, this is important. If the system slows down, more snow will be possible. God, that graphic just has a lot of stuff going on in it. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't like completely pulled the trigger, obviously, on what I'm gonna do if I'm gonna go up there, not tomorrow, but I'm kind of leaning more towards the yes. Because that 70, like the gust up to 70 miles per hour possible just sounds like a lot of fun. I wish the snowfall amounts would be a little bit higher. Because I'm not too enthusiastic about driving up there for only like an inch of snow. Especially when, like, if we go to Wichita, if we go look at Wichita, this is we're basically going to get like a trace to an inch, I think. It's not what I want. That's not what I want either. Ah, here it is. Okay. Okay, they don't even have a snowfall map, but as you can see, only a 7% chance of 1 inch of snow or more. But yeah, that's the only thing I'm a little bit iffy of why I haven't like completely decided to pull the trigger or not, because I don't know. It's just like, yeah, there's gonna be impacts and stuff, but oh man, I forgot to copy over something else. Dang it. Dang it, dang it. Like, if it was a for sure slam dunk of like at least 3 inches of snow, I would be like, I'm going. I just don't know if I want to spend that time and gas money and stuff. So I don't know. I'll probably decide sometime tomorrow afternoonish, I guess. But still no more tornado warnings or no other tornado warnings. So that is good news. But definitely, once again, if you live central Oklahoma, north central Texas, or northern Texas, gosh, words, northern Texas, definitely have multiple ways to receive your alerts and warnings overnight. And then once again, there is the severe weather threat. Let's see if it's been updated. The severe weather threat tomorrow in Dixie Alley. Still 10% hatched area for strong tornadoes throughout Louisiana, Mississippi, for the most part. But really glad. I almost thought about going and chasing a night, but I really do not like squall lines. They really just bore me. It's just so difficult to keep up. Like, I'll probably get some hate for saying that, but I don't care. I'm gonna chase what interests me, what I feel is best for me. And yeah, I think it would have been a waste of time and gas money for me, honestly. Now that's not to say that it's not gonna like intensify or whatever overnight, and there could be some tornadoes, maybe some strong to significant, but plus it being overnight, I'm not a big fan of chasing overnight. It's extremely difficult to see what's going on unless you have a lot of lightning in the storms. But yeah, I've never really been a fan of squall lines, of storms that just stretch hundreds of miles like this. But yeah, I am gonna probably hop off here and get to bed. I am pretty tired. I'm actually not gonna go mess with my power inverter. I'll maybe mess with it sometime tomorrow to finish getting Starlink set up, because I still need to do some testing with it. I need to reactivate my Starlink as well. But yeah, just once again, most importantly, If you live in any of these areas, just make sure you have multiple ways to receive your alerts. Hopefully you have a weather radio. If not, make sure your phone, stuff like that, is charged through the overnight hours, as once again, there could still be some strong to significant tornadoes, central Oklahoma, south central Oklahoma into north Texas. Thankfully, as of right now, it's pretty quiet. Of course, we just have this severe thunderstorm warning, 0.75 inch hail and 60 mile per hour winds. But yeah, hopefully everybody stays safe. Thank you everybody for joining. Great to chat with everybody. Jeannie, hopefully I pronounced that right. I remember you spelling it out yesterday, but I can't remember how exactly you spelled it. But great to see you. Thank you again for all your chats. Proxima, thank you for that donation and being a member for 9 months. Appreciate you so much, my friend, over all these months. And everybody else, Will, thanks for being here. So I guess you were the mod on duty, unbeknownst to you. But all right, everybody, stay safe out there. I guess kind of be on the lookout for a stream tomorrow for Blizzard near Omaha. Whenever I get a thumbnail, I might just schedule a stream just in case. But yeah, I'm not for sure. But anyways, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Everybody have a great night. Once again, be safe. Thank you all for all the support and being here. Take care, everybody.